Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight, keeping them honest, with a story that is frankly hard to believe. You're going to want to sit down for this one. Nearly 1 month to the day of the horrific shootings in Newtown, Connecticut, in which 26 people were killed, including 20 children. Tonight, we expose a number of people who are claiming that the Sandy Hook shootings were staged.
This is now appearing to be probably the worst schoolyard catastrophe in history.
Quote, "One is left to inquire whether the Sandy Hook shooting ever took place, at least in the way law enforcement authorities and the nation's news media have described." Tracy makes the case, if you want to call it that news organizations and the government may have worked together to dupe you, the public, in order to gain support for control laws. He even is suggesting that the government may have hired trained crisis actors to aid in this ruse. That's right, trained crisis actors. Now, I don't even really know what that means, what he is saying, what the words coming out of his mouth mean. To suggest the reporters on the ground didn't work to find out what happened there on the ground is beyond crazy. Everybody asks questions, but that's what we do. Journalism isn't a perfect science, of course, but to suggest that somehow means shootings didn't happen, that 20 children weren't killed, that families didn't suffer and aren't still suffering is beyond comprehension and obviously deeply offensive to many. As we said, Tracy's not the only one spinning conspiracy theories on YouTube and on
outlandish. But he said also in the note, the email that he sent to me, that the news media failed to thoroughly investigate every aspect of what happened in Newtown. So, but clearly it seemed by his statement that we had there, his last statement, that he's at least attempting to back away from some of what he wrote, those really strong remarks that he wrote in that blog.
Well, also, to say failure to investigate, yes, I mean, you don't have access to the crime scene, so in that way you cannot go in and measure things and you know, take blood samples and things. So you are, in some ways, relying on government officials, to law enforcement officials. But, you know, I talked to grieving family members and, you know, who heard from, I mean, it's obviously upsetting to a lot of people who were there and spent a lot of time there and are still there dealing with the aftermath of this on the coming up to the 1 month anniversary. And again, we continue to extend an invitation to this associate professor.